Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I am your host, Catherine Basu. And today I have a guest who is going to motivate and inspire you and challenge you to fit fitness into your busy schedule. I'm sharing another episode in my mini series that I am running in honor of the 1-year anniversary of the publication of my book, Superwomen Secrets Revealed. Successful women talk about fitting in fitness and dare you to join them, which you can find anywhere books are sold. And if I have any in stock, you can go over to fitarmadillo.com/books to grab yourself a signed copy and to actually learn more about the different places I will be visiting on my book tour. So would love to meet you, would love to have you grab a copy of the book. And regardless of whether you do those things or not, still want you to get inspired. And that is the idea behind this mini series I have for the podcast, which brings me to today's guest. My guest today is Cindy Feinberg. She is a 63-year-old entrepreneur who established her company, The Recovery Coach New York, in 2010 to help individuals struggling with substance use disease. Her life is a balance between work, her family, and philanthropy, and she feels having a healthy outlook is key. Cindy, thank you so much for joining us for the podcast today.
Thanks so much, Catherine. Thanks for making time to speak with me.
Oh, yeah. And for those of the listeners who don't know, Cindy was one of the awesome women I interviewed for the book, so you can definitely go and check out her story there a little bit more. But we wanted to bring it as well to the podcast for those of you who like to listen to some tips instead. So, Cindy, we'd love to have you share for us, kind of what a day in the life of Cindy looks like, what your routine is, how you fit fitness into that routine.
Sure. So I'm one of those people that needs to work out as I wake up in the morning, because if I don't, and I say I'm going to do it at the end of the day, I tend to not do it. So I wake up in the morning. I'm definitely a coffee drinker. So I wake up, I have my coffee, and then I meditate. So I definitely fit transcendental meditation into my day every day. So I wake up, have my coffee, meditate, and then I go into my workout routine. And that would include either riding my Peloton bike, which I have in my apartment, because living in New York City, it's really kind of hard sometimes in the winter to get out.
Right.
So, So I try to make my workout routine convenient. So there's a Peloton bike in my apartment. I've recently incorporated personal training also in my apartment. So I have a trainer come to my apartment twice a week, but I also do belong to a gym. So going to the gym would look like either taking a bar class, which I absolutely love, or doing 30 minutes of cardio and then doing some weights. So that's kind of what I do. I have a pretty balanced workout routine.
Yeah.
I go between weight training, which I absolutely believe in for women, and cardio. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, it just used to be like hours of cardio.
Yep.
And no weight training, but I will tell you that I really do a fair amount of weight training these days, because I find that it really changed my body.
Yeah, I've had the same experience. I got into fitness through running, and then, because I became a personal trainer, I learned about the benefits of strength training, and then, once I hit mid-20s, I definitely had to start incorporating it to see the same benefits.
Yeah.
Right?
But and it really helps. It does help. And then the rest of my day is, work. I work. I have a very stressful work-related career. So between the meditation and the fitness, and I definitely eat a balanced nutritional diet. When I say diet, I don't mean that I diet, but it's just kind of like my life. It just is a very balanced meal plan that I stick to. And for me, bedtime's pretty much by 11.
That's very good. Day
Yes,
in
that's pretty much what a day looks like.
life. Love it. So, Cindy, has fitness always been a part of your routine, or how did that come about that it's part of your busy days?
It wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't really start working out until I was in my 30s.
Mm.
I was not one of these like high school rah-rah, team players or anything like that. And then when I was in my early 30s, I got into recovery. I had been involved with, I was a substance user, alcoholic when I was in my 20s. And when when I was in my early 30s, I got into recovery. And as part of that, I really, really wanted to change everything. And so I joined a gym. I started working out with a trainer, and I also got into nutrition. So somewhere like around 35 was when I started working out, and I never stopped. I incorporated it into my daily life. And I just, it's like I incorporated, I think you asked me like what would be my like motto or something like that. I actually stole it from Nike. They had that that I love their slogan of just do it.
Yep.
Because it really is like you have to just wake up every day and just say I'm going to do it, because it's very easy to fall out of the habit of waking up every day and working out.
Right. No, for sure. So you started the routine a little bit later in life and getting into fitness.
I did.
How do you feel that having that routine has had a positive impact besides just, I know a lot of people turn to fitness because they want to lose weight, but what are some of the benefits you've experienced that have kept you doing it that, are not maybe those vanity reasons that people should know about?
Well, okay. So first of all, I'm going to be like everybody else. So first of all, let's just focus on vanity for a second. So I was overweight my whole life.
Okay.
And, so that did really change my body, and it really changed the way I feel about myself. And it doesn't mean that like I'm stick thin or anything like that, but I'm fit. I mean, like I just feel fit. So it did have that effect on me. And I just feel good every day. But the other thing too is I've had 2 major bouts with cancer since then.
If you're out for your out and back walk and only have 15 minutes, that is your cue, your reminder to turn around now.
And I really feel, because of the fact that I take good care of my body by working out and eating healthy, I bounce back from the surgeries more quickly. And, maybe, possibly, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I was told that because I am healthy, the cancer was caught early and I healed quickly. So I think that it all has to do with it, and plus the fact that it's all, I feel like it's all a matter of, your body and your mind. And then I incorporated the meditation. So then it was about a matter of a mindfulness approach too, and just a positive approach, so, right. So I think it all went hand in hand, because to me, it's all one and the same. If you take good care of your body, you take good care of your mind. It's all how you look at life.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So I started that in my early 30s, and now I'm in my early 60s. So I've really been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that, right? We often think our health, sometimes we think it's just the physical part, but really having the extra piece of the meditation and being able to have it be more of a lifestyle can have a huge positive impact. So it's good that you've been able to add all those pieces together.
Yeah, and it's a lot. It's a lot to wake up every day and think like, oh, I'm going to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. But, take that I have to out of the equation and just, put I get to do this each day and I feel better. And that's the real impetus for me, is that I feel good. I just feel good when I do those things. I don't always feel so good when I'm in the routine. Sometimes the workout routine is really hard.
Right. It's work.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard, but the benefits are rewarding.
Yeah. So now, Cindy, you kind of mentioned this a little bit, but do you always stick to your routine 100%? And since you kind of mentioned that it is challenging if you do miss a day, but what would you share? How do you get back on track if you miss a day, and how would you, talk to others who find that they maybe have fallen off the wagon a little
Hmm.
bit, helping them get back on track?
It is hard, and I will say, like, this period in the last couple of months has been really difficult because a lot of people are sick.
Mm,
Like, and I recently just had the flu and then bronchitis, so I couldn't work out for like a
mm,
month. And I was out of my routine. And there are days that I'm just dragging. And I find that even if I do 15 minutes of something,
mm-hmm,
it's it it's good for my head. Like, it's
mm-hmm,
good for my mind just to move a muscle, just to do something. And so I think it happens a lot to people. You're in a routine, and then all of a sudden something happens and you stop going for a week, you stop going for a month. And before
mm,
you turn around, you haven't worked out in 6 months. And
right,
it's really hard to get back in that routine. And look, I know not everybody can afford to go back to a gym and hire a trainer,
right.
but I would say to anybody who's fallen off the wagon, start slowly.
Mm-hmm,
Start walking around the block. Start doing something, because something is better than nothing. Even if you just start with 30 minutes a day, take that walk around the block for 30 minutes. Go to the gym, join like one of the gyms that has like a minimum type of, like, maybe like a month, and just
mm,
give it a try. Or I know in New York we have something called Class Pass,
mm-hmm,
where you can take classes at every gym in the city,
mm-hmm,
and just try something different. Give yourself the biggest thing that I would tell somebody is give yourself a break.
mm,
It's You're human, and we
right.
all fall off the wagon with something, whether it's eating, whether it's exercise, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is. We're human, and everybody has that thing that they're not good at, or they
Right.
make a mistake with, or they just can't quite grasp. And
Sure.
so it's small bites. It's just small bites of it. And eventually you build up momentum.
For sure. No, definitely. So we might have already covered this then, Cindy, but do you have a fitness dare for the listener, something small they can do to start enjoying some of the benefits that you and I both know fitness can give us?
Well, I would always say to somebody, try something that you think you're not going to be able to do.
Mm,
Like, go try that class that you think, you know, you're not going to be able to do. Like, is it there a dance class that you think you can't do? Is there that new, like, I mean, there's so many new classes out there, I have to tell you. Like, I always wanted to try these bar classes, and I thought, like, I'm never going to be able to do them. But
right.
I actually love them. I love them. And they really are great. Um, and I know the ones that I'm not good at, but I've tried them. So I
Right.
would say try something that you actually think you're not going to be able to do, because you can surprise yourself.
Mm, I love that. Yeah, there's so many great metaphors between fitness and life, and I love that idea of, trying something new because it kind of can help build your confidence in other areas too if you're actually able to do it, right?
Well, absolutely, because I think there's a saying is, the only failure is not trying.
Mm, yeah, for sure. That's great. Well, Cindy, to help us close up here, you've shared a lot of great inspiration. Anything else, any added inspiration you want to leave us with before we close up, and then share how we can find you and connect with you?
Any great inspiration?
Doesn't have to be
Well,
fitness
the only
related.
thing the only thing that I can tell you is, I when I made the decision to start exercising and take control over how I ate and what I did, the one thing that helped me make that decision was that I realized so many things in our life are out of control and that we
Mm,
don't have control over. And I realized at that point this was the one thing that I had control over.
Mm.
And that it was that important to me in that moment to be the director of what I put into my body and how I took care of my body, and that I was the master of that.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else in life, we really don't have much control over.
Right.
So
right.
that's when I made that decision. And that's what I think about every day. I'm like, I actually have control over this.
Yeah.
And so that's really what I think about every day when I decide if I'm going to do or not do something.
Right.
Because the things that you can control, it's your choice, when there's so many other things that we can't. So I guess that's the one thing that I would say. And to find me, my website is therecoverycoachny.com.
Mm-hmm.
I have a full team of people that help families and individuals suffering with substance use and mental health issues.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Well, really enjoyed having you join us, Cindy.
Thanks so much, Catherine.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for putting me in your book, and good luck with all the tours you're doing.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You're an inspiration. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.